Are you looking for the answer to finally understand why you can save money? If you still end up with no savings month by month, then don't worry, I still have good news for you. I was in the exact same situation in my 20s, but gladly there is a solution for your problem. Already in the beginning, I would like to highlight that it is not an easy to apply and quick solution. However, it helped me to change my connection with money forever. So how is it possible that some of the people simply can't save money? No matter how much they earn, still they are not able to understand how they can manage their money better. Personally, it also took me a while to understand how can I save more money. From the age of 20 until the age of 25, I searched the ultimate answer for this question: how can I save more money? I did my own research and tried to approach this topic on different levels, and finally I was able to find my own explanation for this question. I strongly believe that this explanation will be also beneficial for you. But before I share the answer with you, let's figure out how it started. I was raised in a middle-class family and I can't say that I miss anything from my childhood, but that was not a question, that my parents never had any saved money. At the moment my mother is 55 years old and she could manage to save money in the last 2 years, so it won't change the picture drastically. After I started my university studies, I had to move to a different town as most of the youngsters, and I had one excellent solution how can I overcome financial difficulties, and it was student loan. My mother clearly told me that this is the only way if we would like to manage properly my new expenses. After I have finished my university studies, I already had $8,000 as a student loan, and I ended up in a low-paying freshman job. So that was my starting point. After graduation, I could not save any money, and of course I always found some kind of explanation for my own justification why I could not save money, like I didn't have rich parents, it is impossible to save money when you have a student loan on your shoulder, or I am unlucky because I ended up in a minimum wage job. In the meantime, I also started to look for the answer how can I save more money and how can I get out from this situation. I watched hundreds of videos which can help me to finally understand the psychology behind the money saving mindset, and still I like to use some of the tricks that I have learned back in the days. So did my journey end here? Did I finally find the answer how can I save more money in the future? Well, it didn't happen. Maybe all the tricks that I have learned from the mentioned videos can be very beneficial, but still I was lacking of the willingness to apply them in real situations. Of course, deep inside my heart I knew perfectly that this is not the right approach if I would like to save money, but somehow I could not break my own cycle. In the end, I made the same mistakes over and over again. And even though I widened my horizon, I still could not save more money by the end of the month. So guess what happened afterwards? The whole process started again and I blamed everybody and everything around me why I am in such an unfortunate financial situation. You know, old habits die hard and I have experienced this on my own. After all of this, it was a clear sign that no matter how many videos I watch, it won't help me to get closer to my final answer. Collecting all kind of money saving tips and tricks helped me nothing, but I can say that they weren't constructive. At least I have learned something new which was beneficial in my future. At the same time, I also got interested in self-development, so I finally purchased my first Stoic and Emotional Intelligence books. I found it interesting how we feel certain emotions and why I can feel that they are right or wrong and how can I manage them smarter. And somehow it also opened up possible explanations for my own finances. After reading the mentioned books, I can say I finally found some kind of enlightenment which can be a possible explanation why I can save more money. So let's see what I have learned. First of all, I have realized that I cannot save money because I felt that I deserve everything but I have purchased for myself. Growing up in a family without any saved money made me clear that once when I will be able to make my own money, I would like to buy all the things that I have missed from my childhood. Frustration, ego, and anger fueled my behavior. Logically, I knew that I couldn't afford to buy certain objects, but somehow my feelings kept telling me that I deserved them. I always told myself, this is the reason why I have worked for, that's why I have finished my university studies. I finally earn money that I can spend it on all the things which I couldn't buy back in the days. Moreover, when all of your friends are able to purchase a new car for themselves, of course you also would like to buy a car. It took me a while to realize that my mindset couldn't accept the fact that there is something which might be affordable for my friends, but not for me. And honestly, it is not easy to understand that the people among us are not on the same financial level like we are. Shortly, I completely let my emotions overrule my rationality, which in the end caused me zero money as savings. Secondly, during my self-development journey, I have also realized that I blamed everybody and everything around me why I ended up in an unfortunate financial situation. Nowadays, I know that we have limited energy and possibilities, so that's why we need to utilize them perfectly if we would like to achieve our goals in life. Blaming external factors like why my parents couldn't manage their money better or why I ended up in a low-paying job is definitely not a good approach when I would like to overcome on my own difficulties. So, are these the answers for the question why I could not save money? From my perspective, yes. I had to acknowledge the fact that the problem was me all the time. For me, it was easier to complain about something which I didn't have instead working for it. When I finally realized my own weakness, things started to change slowly. First, I have learned that I don't have the right to deserve anything what I have imagined for myself. I have limitations, and even if sometimes I feel that I have to buy the same things like my friends do, still it doesn't mean that I can afford it too. Maybe my emotions tell me the complete opposite, but this is the point where self-development can come into the picture. Shortly, I had to learn to control my feelings and understand that they can't lead my decisions financial-wise. Secondly, I also started to take actions to improve my financial situation. I slowly gave up on blaming my past and instead started to pay attention to my future. In my free time, I also started to launch different online stores, and in the meantime, I also found a full-time job with a better salary. I utilized all my energy to create better circumstances for myself instead of wasting it on unnecessary actions. All in all, if you can't save any money at the moment, maybe you also need to understand how you approach your own finances. Maybe you spend too much because you exactly feel the same like I did. Maybe you are also in a very difficult financial situation when you feel that there is no way out. The good news is there is always a potential solution which can help you, but you need to find it and work for it. You need to invest time and energy to keep going on until you find your own explanation why you can save money. And don't get me wrong, I don't say that you won't learn anything from all kind of financial books and videos that I have also watched. But the fact is that most of the time we make purchases based on our emotions and not because we convinced ourselves logically. In conclusion, I can say that the sooner you understand your own emotions behind your financial decisions, the better results you will have in the future to save more money. So these were my own thoughts which helped me to finally understand how can I save more money, and I hope this will be also beneficial for you. If you enjoyed my video, please don't forget to subscribe, and also you can check out my previous videos about self-development or finance and business. As always, keep learning and see you next time.